think another key difference between you and me is that you had a strong marriage, whereas I was a sole parent for the first 8 years of my daughter's life. Then I did finally meet a lovely fellow, but that marriage didn't last. So there's that instability in relationships as well, versus stability in relationships. So I think that
we've identified another sort of another factor, another risk factor where I got to the point where I was about to turn 30 and I don't have that in savings. So I went to a women in financial management. They do a values assessment of what you think about money, and I went, okay, I'm going to put money into trusts. So like property trusts. So I just chose 2 property trusts to diversify and put money in.
Isn't it funny? This is the real telling point between us. Every time you've started mentioning anything about financial stuff and education and courses you've done, I can feel my eyes glazing over. Instead of thinking, oh, I can sense that glazing over, so I'm going to switch off, I should be thinking, I can sense that glazing over, so I should need to really pay attention.
Great. And I've just put in another tin of tomatoes, actually, just to make it a little bit more
It's
tomato-y.
looking great. A lot of the women I know who are facing similar situations. There's a person who's 10 years older than me, so she's 65, and she's a librarian. She's worked her whole life until recently. She's actually ended up in this situation where she's actually having to sell her house, which had a mortgage on it, to pay for legal fees for a workplace bullying situation. She's in a really dire situation, and she doesn't have the advantage of being that 10 years younger where she might be able to work a bit longer.
So I think, so we're coming back to financial education and financial management at a younger age? So that,
exactly.
So
I think the earlier the better.
So the earlier the better.
And I think that's what I really liked about Scott Pate's book, The Barefoot Investor, for myself. But it's actually, for the first time in my life, I felt confident about as I was saying before, I don't have enough money for investments or whatever, but hopefully in the not so distant future I will. But at the moment it's got my finances organised, so I know where I stand. I've got a little bit aside for, actually for me it's it's actually bills that I know are coming. I use that. There's no one single thing. I think the solution is for government policy in this area to remain broad, and for the public servants who are dealing in the service industries to be adequately funded and adequately resourced so they have time to actually become familiar with different people's problems.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Definitely
don't sort of leave it go. And it is easy to do that because it is very difficult to talk about those.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing
to actually say I don't have a home.
And it's hard.
All my friends are professional. For me to say, hey, I need help. It's a little bit embarrassing,
But I think, we also know how easily life changes and how easily then that those circumstances can change. So that professional woman who, on the surface might appear to have everything, but we all know how quickly circumstances change.
Actually, that's another little thing that I learned really early on, is that people judge you by the way you look. So even if you have got the seat hanging out of your pants, always pay attention to your grooming and do your best to keep yourself looking good, because if you look like you've got the seat hanging out of your pants, that's how you'll be treated. Looking after your health is important, because if you don't look after your health, then you're going to end up sick, and that'll cost more in the long run, but you won't be able to get a job, you won't be able to keep your best foot forward. Get plenty of sleep and look after yourself. Self-care is so important.
Well, thank you very much for your insights.